Now, there are many things that I hate about this generation and the way that people operate in this generation, but one thing that hates me the most, or one thing that I hate the most, is how people treat relationships. I literally have not even set up the lights properly and I'm already recording, but whatever. Let me drink some water first. Mm. How people treat relationships. The reason I say this is because I want to make one thing clear, and this is just my point of view, and I think my point of view is actually pretty freaking valid. That is, if you're gonna date somebody, or if you have the idea of forming some kind of relationship with a girl, a guy, whatever, your intention should be to marry that person. Your intention should be to be literally go all the way with that person. And if that is not the intention that you're entering that relationship with, there is something wrong with it. Now, this is not, for I'm not talking about the 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds who have literally no clue what the heck they're doing. They've just got into school, maybe they like a girl, whatever, right? I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about, you're over the age of 17, 18. If you're getting into a relationship from now on, whether that actually ends up happening or not, where you go on to be with that person for the rest of your life, that's a different story. Multiple things can influence that. But your idea of, if I'm getting into a relationship with this person, it should be to marry that person. It should be to, be lifelong with that person. If you have the idea of, let me just see where things go, with this person, eventually the relationship is not going to last. Both, okay, a relationship is something that one thing I've realized is there's a lot of things in life that's in your control. A relationship is just, it's not just purely in your control. It's something that two people have to commit their lives towards. You and whoever you're with have to have the same idea about that relationship, and if that doesn't happen, it's not going to last a long time. And if you're for a second, thinking of getting into a relationship to just, experience it, or let me just see where things goes. If you have the idea of let me see where things goes, it's never gonna happen. It's not going to last. It just pisses me off when I see people getting into a relationship and then 2, 3 months later being like, I need a break. I need a break. Oh, I'm too bored of this person. I mean, what do I freaking say, right? It's called a relationship for a reason. Like, you're with that person regardless of how you feel. There's something about this person that you really like, deep inside, outside of the looks and all that. And of course, people are gonna have flaws. It's inevitable they're gonna have flaws. But you kind of get through that. You communicate through that. That is a relationship, not I like you for what you are. If there's certain things about you that I don't like, then I'm just gonna get rid of you. That is unfortunately the case of most relationships that I witness, um, that goes on nowadays, and it's very disappointing. Sometimes I kind of hope that people who like each other during school days or college days, whatever, I actually kind of hope that it goes on for the rest of their life, to prove a point that it does not have to be, oh, just a couple months thing, or just a couple years thing. It does not have to be that. It has to be more. You have to have the intention of taking more. The reason I'm almost laughing to myself is because I feel like I'm some kind of relationship guru. I'm not. But I think the idea is pretty freaking plain and simple, and it should be, when you're dating somebody or you're kind of having the idea about them, has to you have to have the long term goal that, okay, I'm going to marry this person. If that is not your idea, then don't get into this stuff. Don't just don't. You're going to, I don't even know, man. Like, well, why do you get into relationships? For what? To just tell someone, oh, I got a girlfriend, I got a boyfriend. Is that why you? I remember there used to be a couple of people in my school that would, they wouldn't even like that guy. And randomly a girl likes them. Oh, the first day I like you too. Why? Just could they could freaking show off. Oh, I got someone too. When you get into a relationship, treat it as a serious thing. Don't take it as a freaking joke, because people's emotions are involved, people's lives are involved. Even though other people and pretty much everyone freaking treats it as a joke nowadays, it is not a joke. The moment things go sideways, then you actually realize it's not a joke. So just keep that one idea clear. Has to go on for the rest of your life. Will that end up happening? Of course, that is not in your hands. I mean, it's kind of in your hands, but a lot of other things can influence that. But the idea, the goal of that person and you have to make it. If you're going to get into a relationship, if you're going to take things seriously, it has to go on for the rest of your life. That has to be, um, the main idea. And if that's not the idea, then there's something wrong with you. You need to fix that. I don't care who comes and types in the comments, or whoever thinks, oh no, a relationship is just for fun. You do you. But this is just my point of view. Yeah, nothing else to say.